Fans love to argue about match outcomes and surprise returns, but sometimes the most unsettling WWE mysteries have nothing to do with wrestling at all. One of the most talked about examples is Brock Lesnar's teeth. Over the years, viewers began noticing that his bottom teeth looked unnaturally flat, almost as if they'd been sliced in half. Brock never addressed it publicly, which only fueled the speculation. Some believe years of tobacco use damaged his teeth beyond repair, while others point to bruxism, a condition that causes unconscious grinding during sleep. Either way, once fans noticed it, they couldn't unsee it, and suddenly every close-up of Lesnar felt uncomfortable in a way no suplex ever could. Asterisk. That strange sense of something's not right didn't stop there. When Kane first debuted as the Big Red Machine, fans noticed his right eye looked noticeably different from the left. WWE leaned into the mystery, quietly suggesting the damage came from a childhood fire that scarred him forever. In reality, it was a carefully chosen prosthetic and contact lens, but the illusion worked so well that even years later, fans still debate whether something was genuinely wrong. The moment Kane dropped the look as corporate Kane, the continuity cracks became obvious, but by then, the eerie impression had already done its job. Asterisk, then there was The Undertaker, a character built entirely on intimidation and myth. So when he returned in 2012, fans immediately sensed something was off. His hair didn't move naturally. The texture looked wrong. It turned out the dead man was wearing a wig, a decision made to hide the fact that he'd cut his hair months earlier. WWE wanted to preserve the shock for WrestleMania, but instead, it created an entirely different mystery one that had fans pausing replays and dissecting screenshots frame by frame. Even small details weren't safe from scrutiny. Wrestlers emerging from under the ring seemed supernatural until fans learned what really happened down there. While Hornswoggle once admitted he spent up to 7 hours hidden beneath the ring, killing time with naps and APSP, The Undertaker reportedly had full meals waiting for him: steak, sides, and proper catering while he waited for his cue. Suddenly, the mystique wasn't just about darkness and smoke, but about patience, silence, and surviving in a cramped space while the crowd roared overhead. These visual oddities didn't just spark curiosity, they trained fans to watch. We differently. Every close-up, every entrance, every detail became suspect. And once viewers realized that the strangest moments were often hiding in plain sight, they started asking a dangerous question. If these were the things everyone noticed, what else did WWE hope no one would ever catch? Once fans realized the weirdest moments weren't accidents, the real obsession shifted backstage. That's where WWE's carefully controlled illusion quietly breaks down. Take WrestleMania 27, when The Miz walked into the main event as WWE champion. Everything about the moment screamed legitimacy except the belt. The championship slung over Miz's shoulder wasn't the real WWE title at all, but a replica fans could buy online. What made it even stranger was that this wasn't a company decision. It was The Miz himself who asked to use the fake belt, knowing full well he'd be losing the title and wanting a keepsake he could actually keep. WWE agreed, because there was no chance they'd let him walk away with the real thing, turning one of the biggest matches of his career into a carefully staged compromise. No one noticed at the time. Money quietly dictated far more than fans realized. When John Cena introduced the spinning WWE Championship in 2005, it was never meant to last. The plan was simple. Once Cena lost the title, the classic belt would return. But 8 months passed, replica sales exploded, and suddenly creative plans didn't matter anymore. Despite backlash from fans and even wrestlers who hated the design, WWE made the spinner belt permanent not because it looked prestigious, but because it sold too well to abandon. What started as a character accessory quietly became the face of the company for nearly a decade, even beneath the ring. The truth was far less glamorous than the mystique suggested. Wrestlers waiting for surprise entrances didn't just crouch in silence, they lived there. Hornswoggle admitted he'd spend entire shows under the ring, sometimes 7 hours at a time, sleeping or gaming to pass the time. Bray Wyatt got sandwiches. The Undertaker got full meals. WWE planned it all with the precision of a pit crew, because once the lights went down, there was no room for mistakes. Miss your cue, and the illusion collapsed instantly. Corporate rules could also derail matches in real time. During an episode of Raw, Bobby Lashley was pulled aside mid-match and told to remove his headband. The reason had nothing to do with safety or storyline. It featured a Nike logo, and Nike wasn't paying WWE a dime. The referee wasn't protecting the integrity of the match. He was protecting sponsorship revenue. Even if it meant breaking immersion on live television, and sometimes, the secrets weren't about control, but ego. Batista once revealed a moment that permanently altered his opinion of Bubba Ray Dudley. After Bubba accidentally broke Randy Orton's foot during a match, instead of taking responsibility, Bubba berated Orton as he was being loaded into an ambulance. Worse, he never checked on him afterward, violating an unspoken locker room rule. For Batista, that wasn't just unprofessional, it was unforgivable. Fans saw one thing in the ring, but backstage, reputations were being destroyed in seconds. These weren't slip-ups or rumors. They were calculated decisions, quiet compromises, and moments of silence that never made it to TV. And once fans started piecing them together, it became clear that WWE wasn't just scripted in the ring, it was scripted behind the curtain. Wrestling may be scripted, but sometimes reality hits harder than any storyline. The most jaw-dropping drama often unfolded backstage, or in moments fans could never see. Scenes of egos clashing, accidents spiraling, and life off-camera colliding with the spectacle in-ring. Take Batista and Bubba Ray Dudley, for instance. In 2003, during a non-televised match, Bubba accidentally landed on Randy Orton's foot, breaking it. Injuries happen all the time, but the aftermath was chaos. Instead of taking responsibility, Bubba shouted at Orton while medics loaded him into an ambulance. He ignored all unwritten locker room rules, leaving Batista and the wrestling world shocked at the level of disrespect. That incident left a mark on backstage politics, with grudges forming that would last for years. Then there are incidents that blurred the line between danger and entertainment. In January 2010, a 15-year-old approached Randy Orton outside a restaurant, claiming Orton had spat gum at him and called him a derogatory name. The story went viral, sparking outrage, but witness testimony revealed a different truth. Dozens of fans had swarmed Orton for pictures, yelling and provoking him. Orton simply walked away and no charges were filed. Yet the story became a cautionary tale about how public perception can twist reality in professional wrestling. Even when the facts tell another story, even seemingly harmless interactions could turn uncomfortable. In 2016, a photo of LeBron James wearing an Undertaker shirt went viral, prompting WWE to set up a legendary meeting in Cleveland. The Undertaker fully embraced his character, prepared to meet the basketball superstar. He met LeBron's teammates. He waited, LeBron never showed. Later, it became clear James felt The Undertaker was trying to use him for self-promotion. What should have been a dream encounter for fans and players alike became one of the most awkward non-meetings in WWE history, a lesson in the fragility of fame, expectation, and perception. Backstage antics often got just as messy. In the early 2000s, Jonathan Coachman, then a WWE host, was pulled into what he thought was a routine situation, only to be arrested by police for running an illegal gambling pool. Vince McMahon screamed at him, told him he was on his own for bail, and even threw a pair of sweaty gym shorts at him to cover his face. Coachman, terrified his career was over, was driven away in a police car, only to discover it was an elaborate prank. The incident became legendary backstage, a mix of fear, humor, and chaos that left a permanent mark on WWE lore. Sometimes controversy came from the wrestlers themselves. Zelina Vega's father had died in the 9/11 attacks, and during a 2024 show, a fan held up a sign referencing him. The moment brought Zelina to tears in front of the entire arena. A raw, emotional scene no script could prepare fans for. Or take the story of Mini Batista at a Royal Rumble, whose antics behind the scenes, including inappropriate attempts to interact with female wrestlers, got him and others in serious trouble. These weren't planned angles. They were moments where personality, ego, and poor judgment collided with the WWE machine, leaving chaos in their wake. Even ordinary fan interactions could spark controversy. During live shows, a fan once tried to steal a chair from Degeneration X mid-match, leading to a tug-of-war between audience and performers. In the 90s, mistakes with signage, mispronounced names, or minor wardrobe issues could spiral into full-blown arguments. Every backstage hallway, locker room, and ramp was its own high-stakes drama, where professional pride, personal grudges, and unplanned events often collided with explosive results.